In the relentless hum of the modern world, true silence has become a ghost. We are surrounded by the artificial, the instant, and the temporary. To find something real, one must turn their back on the concrete and venture deep into the lungs of the earth. Here, in this secluded ravine, where the light filters through the canopy in dappled shards, a journey begins. It is not a journey of conquest, but of return. The goal is simple, yet it carries the weight of human history. To build a sanctuary using only the raw, unyielding gifts of the forest. The first step is always the most daunting. The earth here is wild, overgrown with the debris of seasons past. To build, one must first clear. It is an act of archaeology, digging down through the layers of leaf litter and soft soil to find the solid, honest ground beneath. This is the foundation, not just of a structure, but of a state of mind. As the space opens up, the vision becomes clear. This will be a place of solitude. Before there can be shelter, there must be a skeleton. He selects the timber with the eye of a craftsman. He looks for strength, for resilience, for the trees that have withstood the winter storms. These are not merely logs, they are the bones of the home to be. Driven deep into the soil, they stand as sentinels. This is the oldest architecture known to man, the post and the lintel. It is a framework that promises stability against the shifting slopes, a promise made between the builder and the gravity that binds the world together. The forest provides the materials, but the builder must provide the will. He turns to the stream, the lifeblood of this valley. Here he gathers the heavy stones, rocks that have been tumbled and polished by centuries of rushing water. They are cold, heavy, and eternal. But stone alone is unyielding. It requires a binding agent to become a wall. He mixes the local clay with water, a primitive mortar used by our ancestors for millennia. It is a messy, tactile process. His hands become coated in the earth itself, turning him into a sculptor of the landscape. Stone by stone, a wall rises against the hillside. It is a slow, rhythmic percussion, the heavy thud of rock against rock, the slap of wet clay. It is the sound of human industry harmonizing with the flowing water of the creek. This is not fast work. It demands patience. It demands that the builder slow his heart rate to the pulse of the forest. If you rush the stone, the wall will fall. If you respect the stone, it will stand for a lifetime. Fire, the ancient heart of the home. Before the roof is even cast, the hearth is established. It is a symbol of survival. As the first flames lick the cold stone, the damp air recedes, replaced by a dry, comforting heat. A simple cup of tea boiled over these first embers becomes a ritual. It is a moment to pause, to wipe the sweat from the brow, and to survey the progress. In this quiet moment, the sheer physical demand of the undertaking makes the rest feel earned. Refreshed, the labor intensifies. The structure needs flesh on its bones. He harvests younger saplings, stripping their bark to prevent rot and insect infestation. The white wood gleams against the dark forest background. This is wattle work, weaving nature into a barrier against the wind. Every cut is calculated. Every placement is deliberate. There are no power tools here to scream over the birdsong. There is only the sharp edge of steel, the bite of the axe, and the endurance of muscle. But a wall of wood is not enough to keep out the biting cold. Nature, in her wisdom, offers the perfect insulation. The forest floor is carpeted in thick green moss, a sponge that breathes. He harvests it gently, respecting the source. Packed tightly between the timber logs, the moss acts as a sealant. It blocks the drafting winds and traps the heat of the fire. It brings a vibrant, living texture to the walls. The house does not look like a scar upon the land. It looks as if it has grown from the roots up. To lift oneself out of the mud is the first great leap of civilization. He begins the meticulous task of paving the floor. Each flagstone is a unique character in a geological story, chosen for its flat face. He beds them into a layer of sand and clay, fitting them together like a prehistoric puzzle. Slowly, the muddy ground is transformed into a room, a solid, cool surface that will outlast the builder himself. It is a mosaic of geology, pieced together with an artist's touch. The walls provide privacy, but the roof provides survival. He layers the top with barriers against the torrential downpours that characterize this region. But a synthetic look has no place here. He buries the roof with a heavy blanket of forest soil and fallen leaves. In time, seeds will fall here. Grass and ferns will sprout from the ceiling. The hut will disappear into the landscape, camouflaged, visible only to those who know exactly where to look. It is a secret shared only with the trees. A house needs a mouth, a way to welcome the owner and shut out the cold, dark night. He crafts a door from stout branches, selecting each piece for its fit. Using a manual auger, he bores holes for the joinery. No nails, no screws, just wood locking into wood, held by tension and friction. It is carpentry in its rawest, most honest form. When this door swings shut, it marks the definitive boundary between the wild unknown and the safety of home. The heavy lifting is finally done. Now the details. The gaps are filled. The floor is swept clean of wood chips. The structure is now weather-tight. It stands as a testament to what one person can achieve with focus, grit, and 2 hands. It is a small, humble, yet majestic in its utility. It is a fortress against the elements, built without destroying the beauty that surrounds it. A shelter becomes a home when it serves the needs of the living. He constructs a simple table, a place to prepare food, to rest an elbow, to watch the flames dance. The interior begins to glow with the golden, flickering hue of lantern light. The cold blue twilight outside contrasts with the warm amber sanctuary within. The atmosphere shifts. The struggle of construction fades, replaced by the peace of habitation. Hunger is the honest companion of hard labor. Tonight the fire does more than warm, it sustains. He prepares the meal with the same care he gave to the building. Meat, potatoes, simple spices. The food sizzles in a cast iron pot, set over embers of wood gathered from these very slopes. The aroma fills the small space, richer and more satisfying than any banquet. There is no meal in a Michelin-starred restaurant that tastes as good as this, food earned by the sweat of the brow, eaten in a house built by one's own hands. As the meal is finished, the night fully descends. Outside, the forest breathes its cold night air. The crickets sing the song of the dark, and the wind rustles the canopy high above. But inside there is warmth, there is safety. The fire crackles, a lullaby for the weary. This is more than just survival. This is life in its purest form. He extinguishes the lantern, letting the firelight take over. In the heart of the wild, man has found his place. He has built his peace, and now he rests.